Well, hello there. Now, you don't know who I am, but that's okay, because today we're going to be going over some convention, expo, toy show tips. Maybe some tricks, but definitely mostly tips. I'm talking about everything. Comic conventions, toy shows, gaming expos, swap meets, video game, retro shows, all that stuff. Any of these big shows that bring us all together so we're all under one roof enjoying our hobby together. Remember, these tips are good for any convention you're going to be going to. Now, whether you have your first convention coming up or maybe your 62nd convention, let's get right into these tips. Now, first and foremost, we'll start off with the most important tip. I will not save that towards the very end. This will be taken care of right here and now, and that is have a good time. That's it. That's it. What I'm going to say now, these tips coming up, they're all my experience based on my observations. I'm just letting you know what works for me, and maybe they'll work for you too. But either way, no matter what, you do you and have a good time. No pressure. This one is kind of overlooked sometimes. It's a little simple, but it really can lead to some good things. And that is, if your convention you're going to has multiple days, get as many days as possible to go. If it's a 3-day event, get the 3-day pass. If it's a 2-day event, get the 2-day pass. As we get into our tips, we'll see why, but really, you want to be able to spend as much time there as you can. By doing that, it gives you some pretty good flexibility. That way, in case you have to miss a day or can only be there for half a day or something, you still have plenty of time to get into the convention and get out and see everything you need to see and not feel rushed. Of course, it is the more economical deal. Getting the multi-day pass is usually as expensive or cheaper than just a 1-day pass. It gives you the ability to see everything, not just once, but multiple times, so that you make sure that you don't miss anything. Coming up, this one is a no-brainer, but hopefully everybody does this, and that is have a budget. Know what you're going to spend and know how much you can spend. Some people I know always take cash to these events so that they know the dedicated amount that they can spend, because as you're swiping your card at some places, you can lose track a little bit. So that you're not overspending and you're not breaking your bank. Again, it's really good to know your limits, so do have a budget in mind and try and stay within that budget. And then if you need to reassess, you can always do that. But just keep in mind, it's a hobby. We're here for the long run, not a short sprint. Our next tip is to go in with at least some type of or some semblance of a list, right? Don't go in too blind. And as I say that, the detail, it doesn't have to be super crazy. You don't have to say no title by title of what you need. Maybe you just go in there knowing, hey, I need more Nintendo 64 games, or I need to fatten up my Virtual Boy collection, right? And then you can really be on the lookout for those items. And this can help you maintain a little bit of focus, because a lot of times when we get into these conventions, it is quite overwhelming. Have a list of games, have a list of systems you're looking for, a list of strategy guides you might need, maybe some manuals you're missing, or even some boxes to help you complete a few of your loose games. And trust me, these conventions, they will have all of that. They will even have empty cases, just in case you have some loose games. You'll find some empty Vita cases, some empty GameCube cases, even, empty TurboGrafx cases. You can find those at these conventions, so you can, take care of some of your loose items or the games you're really looking to have a full meal for. And also with a list, what I usually do the day or two before the event starts, I take a quick look over everything to see what I have listed, so it's kind of fresh in my mind. So I'm looking around, I don't get, like I said, because this is me, because I will get distracted. So this way, when I get distracted over here by all this goodness, something right next to it that's on my list could be right there. And while I'm distracted here, finally when I drag my eyes over, then I see it and I remember, hey, that was on my list, I need to grab that. And as we finish our prep work for our convention show, be sure to be prepared. That's right, take a backpack, take some bottled water, or your water bottle at least, so you've got some hydration with you. Even bring a snack or two. I know we've done that several times. Now, the conventions where you go, they will have either vendors there for food, or maybe they'll actually have a food court you can go to. But sometimes I get so in the rhythm that I forget about eating completely.
What?
and I'm just on a mission to see everything and anything that is there because I don't want to miss it. Also, don't be afraid to, if you go there with a buddy or two, to designate one of them to remind you to eat. Like I said, I know sometimes I have to do that because I will just keep on going from booth to booth looking for things that I need. With all the merchandise and all the items that you're going to be touching and handling and moving around, if you need to, don't be afraid to bring some hand sanitizer. Alright, I think that's enough prep work. Let's go ahead and get to the show. Now, some people definitely don't agree with this, but one of my biggest tips is to be early, or at least be on time. I love being early to the show. It gives me a chance to mentally prepare myself and to get ready. It allows me to talk amongst other enthusiasts, other collectors that are in the crowd, that are in the line waiting to get in, so we can discuss what we're looking for, or what we currently have, or what we're, in the midst of really trying to collect. It's great to get to know everybody else in the community. And then, of course, the biggest thing is it allows you to have pretty much the first selection of the whole convention. And that is worthwhile because good things go quickly. I don't mean you don't have to be very first in line, but just be there before the opening, standing in line, so you're one of the first few to get in to really start to see what all is there. And that rolls easily into the next tip, and that is don't start at the very first booth, the very first vendor when you walk into the event. I like to go all the way to the back where nobody is yet, start back there, and then work your way. But by going back there, that allows you to, and you got to go back there quickly and pretty decisively. I mean, you kind of got to put on the blinders and just walk there because you will get distracted. You will see things you need to stop and look at. And of course, if it is something that is too good to be true for you to see, definitely do stop then. But really, try and head to the back and work your way back that way. That way, it's less crowded, and you also get to be the first one to see all that merch back there and all those vendors. And then our next tip is from then, once you start at the back, or wherever you decide to start from, be sure to have a good rhythm of how you're going to go to each booth, each vendor, right? Because you're going to want to see everything, because everybody has something, and a lot of it is hidden. So either you pick, like, say, one side of the aisle to go down, and then come back up the other aisle, or you just ping pong back and forth from side to side on the aisle as you go from vendor to vendor. Have a way so that you can meticulously go through and see each and every one. The beauty of that is like what I just said. You'll get to see everything. And trust me, you need to, because stuff is hidden and buried. I'll get to that here in a moment. But you need to go from booth to booth, vendor to vendor, and you need to look at everything. Because the least likely place is probably where you're going to find your best deal. Our next tip is that if you see it, if it's something you like, if it's something that you need, if it's on your list, if it's for your collection, and the price is right, and that you're willing to pay for that, buy it then and now. Because if you thought that price was good, the guy behind you, the gal behind you, will think that price is good as well, and they'll take it as soon as you put it down. Yeah, I know, that can be brutal at some points, because you're going to see something that you like and that you want, and you're going to hesitate, you're going to set it down, you're going to walk away, then you're going to come back, and it will be gone. Trust me, I've lived that a lot. Even when I'm telling you this tip, I still do that. I still put something down and walk away, and then realize 2 booths later, I should really get that. Turn around, head back, it's gone. Now, if it was something that just piqued your interest and you'd like to revisit it later on, here's the next tip. Take a picture of the vendor or booth number or name so you know where it is. Because trust me again, some of these events are very large and these vendors are spread out all over the place and you're not going to remember where you saw that. Trust me, again, it's happened to me a lot. right? Of course, I'm always filming with my camera, so I forget to take some pictures. But sometimes I do, and mostly I don't. And then all of a sudden I'll realize, oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I saw that game at such and such place. I need to go back and look for it. And I go back, either it's gone, or it wasn't the place. And then I can't remember where I was trying to go, or where I even saw it. Ugh, and that sends you down a whole nother spiral, and it just, it can ruin the day for a moment. Our next tip, and I know you guys already do this, and that is to hold on for a minute because things are not working behind me at this time. Alright, the next tip is one I know you're already doing all the time, and that is to don't be afraid to ask for a better deal. It's alright. The worst thing they're going to do is say no. So if you pick it up and the game is $30, go ahead, see if they'll take $25. If there's two $10 games, see if they'll take $8 or $7. Throw it out there. The worst they're going to say is no, and the best you'll do is save a little bit of money. Hey, also do that for the bigger price items as well. So you see that Jungle Green Nintendo 64 that you've been wanting. You can either offer them a price or just go ahead and ask them, hey, what's the best you can do on this? And they'll let you know. A lot of times they'll say, yep, I'm firm at $200. Or they'll say, you know what, I do it for $175. Who knows? Always ask. Remember, well, okay. Most of the vendors there are collectors and enthusiasts as well, and they usually want to work with you. Although, okay, let's get to the ones who don't want to work with you. For our next tip, this is for the booth you go to, the vendor who's got all this stuff. Looks like it's all amazing, just got piles and piles of things, and you get over there, and then you notice as you're looking at all these items, all these games, all these consoles, you notice there are no prices. You notice there's no sheet that says, oh, red stickers are $5, green stickers are $25, or there's no little sign that says 4 for $30. Nothing like that. It's just a sea of games and consoles. At that moment, you know where you're at. You're probably at, I hate to say the word, but you're probably there at the reseller. And that's that dirty word, yeah. So, pick one up, and then just hand it to whoever's there and say, hey, how much is this? And if they pull up their phone, and they start looking away, and then they're going to show you, oh, well, it just sold on eBay for this much. Or, hey, price charting has it at this much. Yeah, and then they're like, oh, but I'll give you that price plus 10% off. Yeah, just put it down and walk away. Because that is somebody you don't want to buy anything from. They drain you. They drain the entire convention. They don't make it any fun, and they bring a lot of people down. And sure, they're going to have a lot of great stuff there, but you're not going to find any deals. They don't want you to have any deals. They just want the money, and that's all they're going for. So just let them continue to try and sell it high-end on eBay and all that auction stuff. We're there for other reasons. We're there because we're real fans. We're real enthusiasts. We're real collectors. Oh, now this tip. This is the big one. You'll hear me talk about it in my convention videos, and that is to always look at the cases and the storage bins underneath the tables of the vendors. That's where you're going to find a lot of stuff. And a lot of times, that's just things they just want to offload as quick as they can. And maybe it's just a bunch of sports titles, or maybe even loose games, or just shovelware Disney-themed licensed games. That's all right, because some of us need those for our collections. And those prices there are always great. I mean, you'll get into those bins, and they'll be full-on games I mean, full meal deals with case, instructions, inserts, everything for just $2, $1, maybe even cheaper. Maybe they're also going to give away the whole box for just 20 bucks. I mean, you got to get into those boxes underneath those tables because there's a lot of hidden treasures down there, a lot of gems to be found, a lot of stuff to really help, bolster and fatten up your collection. And along that same line, the other tip is to don't be afraid to dig. You'll go to some vendors where they've just got boxes on top of their tables, right? And there's just going to be a sign that says $5, $10, $15, and it's just a free-for-all. And you're going to have to dig. Well, do dig, because a lot of times in those bins are games that you do need and games that are at a really good price. So yes, dig. Get your hands dirty a little bit, and that's why you brought that hand sanitizer. Oh, I almost forgot. Also, when you first go into the convention, the toy show, the expo, whatever, yes, be sure to breathe, because you are going to be overstimulated. You're going to have some anxiety. There is going to be so much to see that you're not going to know where to go, what to do, how to go about it. And hey, that's why we're doing this video, to maybe help give you some tips in this random mishmash that I'm doing here of how to be able to navigate this sea of just overwhelming beauty of just games and consoles and merchandise. It's wonderful. But yeah, breathe, take a deep breath, and like I said, figure out your strategy for going from vendor to vendor. Wanted to revisit one of the early things talking about the multi-day passes that you can get. Here's one of the reasons why you want to do that. First off, to be able to be in there the first day gives you, of course, the best selection, right? Because that's when everybody has all their fresh stock and everything's ready to go. But by being able to be in there the last day, you're then there for the deals. Many vendors on the last day start to slash their prices or are willing to take a little bit off when you ask them for a deal. And then, of course, as it gets closer and closer to the end of the event, sometimes those deals get sweeter and sweeter. That pile of 2 for $15 turns into now 2 for $10, or maybe 3 for $15, or maybe it's 2 for $5. I've seen it go all kinds of crazy different ways. Or maybe that console you're looking at over here, that Jungle Green Nintendo 64, which was $200, maybe all of a sudden now it's $150. So you maybe you were able to save even more money by waiting, because the last time his best he could do was $175. Yeah, it happens because really, I mean, they're there to move their merchandise to make some money. And at that last day, they want to take out less of what they brought in. So at the very end of the convention, the expo, you can get some pretty good deals. And then of course, many vendors do just keep their prices the way they are, and that's all good. If it was a good price then, it's still a good price now, go ahead and get it. The other great thing, and I guess this isn't a tip, but this is just good to know by having the multi-day pass, is that your vendors, your booths, they're constantly rearranging and bringing out new merchandise which they had behind them which you didn't see, or maybe they were under the table they're bringing up and out. And so it is it's there, it's new all the time. Every couple hours when you go to a vendor, it may be a little bit different because things have been shuffled around. This has been sold, that's been brought out, that was sold, and then this was brought out, and it's a good constant shuffle all around like that. Good flow. And so keep going from vendor to vendor, because you want to look at everybody not just once, not just twice. You want to look at everybody as many times as you can. Which brings me to the other tip of what I do. What I try and do all the time is you get there as soon as it opens, stay there till it closes. That's right. Be there for the entire day, for the entire thing. Hey, some days, when it's like that, I buy very little. I'm still scoping it all out. I bought the things that I knew that I had to get, but then I saw some things here, some things there that I wanted, and I was making mental notes of where they were and getting ready for coming back that next day to hit those all. And if those were there, then just boom, start picking it up. But I don't know, it's great. The being in that environment is a lot of fun, so I really love being there from opening to close. I want to see it all. I don't know, let's take a quick look at this list here, see if there was anything that I forgot. that item's not a tip, and it's something that I don't do myself, so I'll just go ahead and not mention that. We won't worry about that one. All right. Well, let's get here to the very end. The very last tip is pretty much the same as the very first tip, and that is just go and have a great time. Don't feel pressure to do anything or to buy anything. Just go, have a great time, enjoy meeting members of the community. And of course, if you happen to be at a convention where I am, go ahead, come on up, say hi, let me know what you bought. I'll show you what I got, and we'll talk about what we're looking for and how things are going and all that fun stuff. Yeah, you know, ask me some questions, sing me a song, whatever you want to do. We'll have a good time. Alright, now that was me rambling on about some tips for conventions, toy shows, expos, whatever it is your neck of the wood calls it. They're all fun. Be sure to go to one, at least one, and experience it. You're going to have a great time. So, until I see you out there on the floor... No, wait, no. Anyways, I hope to be able to see you out there on the floor of one of these at some point coming up in the future. You know, and until then... Oh, wait, no. So thanks for watching. This was a lot of fun. I got to ramble about all kinds of stuff. And I'll catch you in the next video. So, as always, game on.
Yeah.